friends, welcome back to another video. It's actually gorgeous out even though it's only 26 degrees. It's like calm and sunny, so it's nicer than like the wet 40-degree days that we've had this week. So there's a quick weather update from Weatherman Charlotte. If you're brand new here, my name is Charlotte. I just took a poll on the channel for some holiday content and what you guys might want to see. So I'm just like getting in the spirit. We've been decorating the shop, and like a couple years ago I did Vlogmas. Anyway, I was just pondering Christmassy videos, and this week is a perfect week to start it anyway, but a lot of you said family recipes. The other options were family traditions and gifting ideas. So they kind of all got voted on, and then a couple people commented and were like all three. So anyway, if you're brand new to the channel, we're gonna jump into some like festive content, I'm hoping. We're actually gonna be canning syrup most of today, but one fun thing we're doing this morning is that my two family members, who both also have little babies, are coming over, and we're gonna make salt dough ornaments. So if you have no idea what that is, it's basically salt and flour that you make into a dough, and then you can press like footprints and handprints into it and bake it to make ornaments. So we're gonna make like a bunch of the family members' Christmas ornaments as gifts and paint them, you know, once they're baked. So we're gonna start the day off with that, which I'm really excited for. And then I have a few family recipes for later in this week. It's the week before Thanksgiving, so we're gonna start making pies for the shop. I actually have my own first Thanksgiving with my husband's family this weekend, so we're gonna make pies for that. And yeah, we're just getting like right into the season. I can't believe it's the week before Thanksgiving, you guys. So anyway, welcome back to the channel. It's a beautiful day, and let's get started. I have to bring the chickens water, so that's the first thing. Okay, it's actually more like 23. I swear it doesn't feel like it though. I feel like I can feel the sun. Good morning, chickens. Hello. For anybody that is new here, we normally have water running to the chicken house, but once it's below freezing, that operation is shut down. So now we carry water, which is why I got spikes for my boots in the winter when the driveway is icy. As you guys just saw, I got a few clips of making the ornaments this morning, and they're still baking in the oven. It takes quite a few hours for them to dry out, and we realized that we need to get together for a second day to paint all of them. So TBD on what they're gonna really look like once we decorate them, but the prints came out really cute, so I'm excited to see the finished product. Anyway, transitioning the day now. Syrup is getting pumped over right now because we're just starting canning. And we got like a million orders this week. So I am packaging like a bunch of wholesale orders, a bunch of mail orders, all the things. So everybody's multitasking right now. We've got a bunch of Santa candies, all the things, popcorn I'm packing, basically putting these big orders together, and yeah.
Restaurant?
I'm gonna do them in dark because we're doing more dark than I expected. I'm working on it. You might have to pause it for a minute.
Alright, what I mean, you got, 10 more gallons than you need.
Yep.
Lainey is zonked out from making ornaments with her cousins. We've got canning going. We've got Lainey. And we've got peanut brittle. Okay, I'm taking the ornaments out. Gotta go get Lainey. But next week we're gonna paint them, so they'll look even better next week. Good morning, friends. It's a new day, and it is the first day of holiday baking. So I'm gonna do my first round of pies today because, like I said, my first Thanksgiving is this weekend. So we're gonna go through all the classics: pecan, apple, pumpkin. And as I took that poll about holiday recipes, I'm gonna show you guys my favorite family's recipe for pecan pie. I never liked pecan pie. Like as a kid, I just thought it sounded gross. And then I realized it's bomb. I realized over the past couple years how freaking good our pecan pie is. And now I look forward to it as much as pumpkin. Pumpkin is my number one. Apple? Not a big apple girl. I'm not gonna lie, it's not bad, especially a la mode, but the pecan is a really close second right now. So stay tuned for the pie baking today because I'm gonna make a few extras for the weekend for people to buy for their own Thanksgivings, and then I have to take at least 3 for my personal Thanksgiving this weekend. But yeah, the pecan pie, you guys, that's what we're here for today. So we're gonna make those and do whatever else. So I also have this fun crust cutter that I'm gonna try to make a fancy apple pie. Anyway, we're gonna experiment a little bit and then also work with the classics. We got Lainey helping in the kitchen today. She's 5 months old today, you guys. Right? This big girl. Can't believe it. Okay, so before I preheat the ovens, I'm taking out the ornaments that we made, which I just love that we did this, you guys. They came out so good. Okay, so to get started, I'm gonna make the pie crust just because that can chill while I make all of the fillings. But a lot of times in the past, we have made pie crust from rendered lard. So we always get all of the lard back from the pigs, and you can just render the pork fat in like a slow cooker, and rendering it just makes it liquid, and then you can pour it into like an old coffee can or something and use it instead of butter. But we haven't done that with any of the lard that we got back from the pig, so I'm just going to use good old-fashioned butter, which there's nothing wrong with. So my pie crust this year is going to have a secret ingredient in place of water. So if you've never made pie crust, usually you bring it together with water. This time we're going to bring it together with sour cream. So I've read from some of my favorite bakers that it comes out super flaky and good, and yeah, we'll see. We have this bag of beautiful apples from our local farm stand. So we'll get our apple peeler out and peel these up, and then we'll mix together the pumpkin pie filling and the pecan pie filling. Okay, let me let you guys in on one of the secrets. The best pumpkin pie is the Libbys pie recipe. I swear. You just use what's on the can, the old-fashioned Libbys pumpkin pie recipe, and then on top of all the spices that it calls for, add another 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. That's it. Libbys pie recipe plus 2 teaspoons pumpkin pie spice. Everybody's like, how did you make this pie? I'm like, it's really easy. So anyway, that's my first family recipe secret. Okay, so I'm kind of just mixing up all of my fillings, putting them aside, and then we'll roll out the crust just to make sure the butter stays nice and cold while we're doing this. Time for the pecan mixture. Time for me to lay the secret recipe on you guys. So I feel like most pecan pies are probably pretty similar. A lot of them are like a good amount of egg and then sugar. They really just taste super sweet, honestly. I guess that's why they're so yummy. But I'm gonna break the eggs up and then add the sugar, add the vanilla. The real secret, you guys, this is no surprise, and honestly, I don't know why it's not a surprise. It makes it yummy. The real ingredient that nobody knows about is maple syrup. I thought the pecan pie that we made is like the regular standard pecan pie, and then I found out that it's maple pecan pie. Like, I didn't know that all pecan pies weren't made with maple syrup. So if you have not been making your pecan pie with maple syrup, this is your sign. It is the best. It is the best pecan pie. So let's mix it together. Our pecan pie, you guys, is made with maple syrup, and a good amount. So I'm doubling this recipe, which means I'm gonna use 2 cups of maple syrup. And I'm gonna put all these recipes in the description for you guys, because why would I be sharing our family recipes and then not telling you how to make them if I'm gonna rave about them? So anyway, it's the best pecan pie. I just did my eggs and sugar. I'm gonna do my maple syrup, which we always have supply. If you don't have any maple syrup at home, you guys know where to get it. I like to use the darker stuff for baking. That's kind of been like a rule of thumb forever, but the darker, very dark flavors are just stronger, so they kind of shine through more for baking. When I'm just eating maple syrup, I prefer like a medium light, but for baking we're using dark. Okay, we've moved on to the apple filling, and I got out my trusty apple peeler. So we're making our way. I just started. It goes so fast, honestly, with this thing. I highly recommend getting one of these if you literally ever make apple pie. So I've got a variety here just because they didn't have all Granny Smiths at the local farm stand, which I would usually recommend Granny Smiths, but we have a good mixture of like softer cooking apples and some tart apples, and yeah. Chicken snacks. Okay, pumpkins are about to go in. Okay, my camera died, but it's charging. I'm mixing the apple filling right now, and before I forget, I just figured I would film on my phone. Got my bowl full of apples, and I'm remembering that another thing that varies with pies is thickening your filling with either flour or cornstarch. So very rarely do I use cornstarch. I almost always use flour. I'm like quadrupling this batch of apple pie, so it's going to use like almost a whole cup of flour. And my one other secret, if you will, for apple filling is to use more sugar than it calls for. This sometimes applies to berry pies, but especially apples where you're cooking with tart apples. We just find that like the more sugar the better. You can use some brown sugar as well if you like that flavor, but I'm just using all white sugar. You could also use maple sugar if you wanted like maple flavor, but I'm just using all white sugar, and I'm gonna like not double the sugar, but 1.5 times it, I guess. And it doesn't come out like sickeningly sweet or anything. It just really makes it better. Okay, I've got all of my fillings made, so I'm gonna stop for a second and have some lunch because I made some meatloaf last night and I made 2 pounds of ground meat so that I could have leftovers for lunch. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and then we'll take our pie crust out that's been chilling and start making our crust.
My daughter lives in her house. And she had
So it is actually Monday now. I don't know what happened to the last clip I was filming on Friday, but over the weekend I had my first Thanksgiving. So it went really well. It was so nice. We hung out with Eric's side of the family for the first Thanksgiving. This coming week, right on Thanksgiving, we're hanging out with my parents, and that's it. Just gonna be a small little gathering on Thanksgiving. But anyway, I had a nice weekend, and if you guys follow me on my own personal Instagram, you would see some photos from that, so feel free to follow me there. I usually do like more personal life updates over there. But anyway, since it's most people's Thanksgiving week right now, we're back on the pie game. So I've got this tray of pumpkin pies over here that I'm about to put in the oven. And I've got some pecan filling all mixed up, so I'm gonna start making crust for that. Some of these pies will be, like I said, for our Thanksgiving on Thursday, and the rest are for pickup or for sale. And yeah, I really need to take my sweatshirt off because now with the ovens on, I'm overheating. It's a beautiful sunny day right now. I'm thinking maybe my parents will start putting Christmas lights up outside because it's so sunshiny, so we'll see. Anyway, I just wanted to continue on with the pie vlog, I guess. I wanted to get more holiday recipes, traditions, all the Christmas videos that I brought up to you guys out during the holidays. So I want to get this pie vlog up so that you can steal my little pie recipe secrets before the holidays actually get here. So let's get these pies in the oven, and then hopefully tonight I'll get this video up and edited. Random side note, but I forgot to show you guys our popcorn balls. If you've been here for a few years, you've probably seen them, but we always make popcorn balls at Christmas time and tie them up with a cute little ribbon. Obviously more popular with kids, but I just think they're so cute. Mom's busy working on orders. Sam is up feeding the cows. It's been a beautiful day, and as I mentioned, Mom and Dad are starting the Christmas lights before it gets dark. We've got Lainey helping. Got the nice big old-fashioned bulbs. Yeah.
What?
She wanted to check it out.
Alright, I gotta go back and look at my pies. So this isn't really like a family tradition, but we have always used the big old bulbs. I'm totally gonna show you guys when the sap house is all like lit up around the outside, but all the little twinkly lights, like they're just not our vibe. We try so hard to keep finding replacement bulbs for these strings because we just love the big lights. We even used to have them like when I was a kid on our Christmas tree. We had the big bulbs, so Eric and I do the little twinkly lights because we couldn't really find these colored bulbs. It's not even the size of these bulbs, it's the non-LED neon looking ones. Like we don't love the really neon colors, if that makes sense. Anyway, I'll show you guys. I've definitely got the hang of the pies, you guys. Okay friends, I am home now and I'm editing this video so I can get it up for you guys tonight. And I realized there was just like 2 more little tips and trick things that I wanted to touch on before ending this whole pie vlog. And that's how to know when the pecans and the pumpkins are done. So Lainey's playing on her playmat. The pecans will puff up. If you've ever made quiche, which like the eggs puff up, there's lots of eggs in pecan pie. So the pecan pie will kind of puff up like a quiche, and that's how you know that it's starting to cook all the way through. And then you just look for like brown color on top. And then the pumpkin, you want no jiggle left. So kind of just take your pan or your rack, if it's straight on the rack in the oven, and wiggle it. And if there's any jiggle left in the pumpkin pie filling, it's not quite done. So pumpkin, you can always leave in like a little bit longer than it calls for, at least I have found. So anyway, that's how to know when those pies are done. I'm gonna end this video here because I want to get it uploaded like I just said. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this was a fun start to like the holiday tradition and recipe content. Let me know if there's anything specific you guys want to see in terms of holiday stuff, but I'm having fun. We're just doing our thing, and I'll see you guys really soon for the next video.